Okay, next on your assignment is volume per hour. So very similar concept. You just have to, when you're working these, look, sometimes I even tell my students if they're really confused, look at the question before you read anything else and ask yourself, what are they asking for? And here it says, what is the rate of infusion in mils per hour? So I need to know how many milliliters and I need to know hours. So it's telling me I have a 1 liter bag and it's going to be infused over 4 hours. So I know I want to work in milliliters, of course, just like always. I know 1 liter is 1,000 milliliters. So I have 1,000 milliliter bag and it's going to run over 4 hours. So 1,000 divided by 4 tells me that this patient's going to get 250 milliliters per hour. Okay, let's skip on to number 7. I think these are pretty simple. If you have trouble, please let me know. This says 250 mils is going to be given over 100 minutes. What is the administration rate per hour? Okay, so when you get one like this, you need to always get it in hours because your formula you're using is going to be mils over hours for this one. So we need to get 100 minutes calculated into hours. So I set up a ratio doing that. There's lots of different ways to go about it. Of course, I would do 60 minutes is equal to 1 hour, and I need to know what 100 minutes is equal to. So when I solve for x, I would get the 60x is equal to 100. You could also just do 100 divided by 60 to get this. I think that's what a lot of people do. When you get that, 100 minutes is equal to 1.67 hours. And so then I'm ready to set up my formula. And that would be 250 mils divided by 1.67. And then you get, when you divide that out, I believe you get 150 mils per hour. So that's number 7. So your answer is the 150 mils. So just kind of 2 steps there to that problem. Let's look at number 9. We've got a 50 ml bag of sterile water for irrigation. It contains folic acid. It's going to be infused over 30 minutes. What is the infusion rate per hour? Okay, so just like we did over here, we're going to convert minutes to hours. We know that 30 minutes is half an hour. So that would be 0.5 hours. So when you're working that out, just be sure you put that. We've got a 50 ml bag. It tells us right there. It's going to go over 30 minutes, which I know is half an hour. So just be sure, in other words, your second, what you're dividing by is in hours. So 50 minutes divided by, half an hour means that it's going to run at a rate of 100 mils per hour. Okay, pretty simple. All right, let's move on to drug per hour. The same concept, except we're just asking a different question now. My question now is how much drug will be administered per hour? So let's look at that. I've got 200 milligrams of medication in a 1 liter bag. So here's my drug, 200 milligrams. We know that 1 liter is equal to 1,000 milliliters. So we're just going to set it up and divide. Excuse me. My paper's different than yours. So, okay, so it's a milligram divided by your hour because it wants to know how much drug will be administered per hour. So we're going to take 200 milligrams and we're going to divide it by 4 hours. So here I was able to, I don't even need this 1,000 mils that I just converted to because it wants to know drug per hour. So drug per hour. So 200 milligrams of drug divided by 4, which is my hours, gets me, I am 50 milligrams per hour. Let's work another one of those. Let's look down to number 4. Again, if you look at the question first, how much drug will be administered per hour? So I'm looking for drug and I'm looking for hour to find those answers. I have 250 mils of plasmate. That's my volume. It contains 25 grams of drug. So this is going to be one piece that I need. It's going to be administered over 250 minutes. So remember, we're doing drug per hour. So just be sure when you're, I know some of you are having trouble dissecting these questions to kind of figure out what formula to use or what to do. So that's why I would suggest looking at your question first. How much drug will be administered per hour? So drug per hour. My drug is 25 grams, and that's okay. I can work in grams here. 25 grams, 250 minutes. However, I need to convert that to hours because we want to work drug per hour. So 250 minutes, if I get that 250 divided by 60, or you can set up your ratio just like I just showed you. That comes out to 4.16, I think, repeated. We'll just leave it at 4.16. So 25 divided by 4.16 gets you the answer of 6 grams per hour. And then if it wanted it in milligrams, of course, you would just convert and get 6,000 milligrams. It doesn't tell us to do that here. It just says how much drug, and they've given us the drug in grams. So when you're working these, that's fine to do that. I think the rest of them are pretty much just like these that I've worked. They're pretty straightforward. Some of them are worked in units, and you would just do them just like we did grams. That's the actual drug. So you could put units there, your milligrams, grams, whatever it's giving you. Unless it asks you to convert it, you're good. So that's your drug per hour. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video before I do the next one because the next one takes a little bit longer. So that should have you everything up to the point of. So I did the first video, and this will be the second video, and then I'll post a third one. Please let me know if you have any questions.